Let me ask you something strange. What if some of the foods people eat every single day are quietly making their brains slower? Not overnight, not dramatically, but slowly, little by little. You eat them thinking they're harmless. Sometimes you even think they're healthy. But inside your brain, something different may be happening. Memory becomes weaker. Focus starts slipping. Mental energy crashes in the middle of the day. Most people blame stress, or sleep, or getting older. But scientists from universities like Harvard, Oxford, and Barcelona have found something surprising. Certain everyday foods are strongly linked to smaller brain volume, weaker memory, and faster cognitive decline. Today we're looking at 7 foods that may quietly damage your brain. And food number 7? It's something millions of people eat almost every day without even thinking about it. Let's start with one of the biggest problems in modern diets. Sugary drinks, soda, energy drinks, sweet coffee drinks. They seem harmless. You drink one and suddenly you feel more awake. But that energy isn't real. It's a spike. Your blood sugar shoots up quickly, then it crashes just as fast. That crash is what many people experience as brain fog. A 2017 study published in Alzheimer's and Dementia found that people who regularly drank sugary beverages had smaller brain volumes, especially in the hippocampus. That's the part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. Over time, repeated sugar spikes may stress the brain's communication system. And the scary part, many people drink these every single day. Now here's something that surprises a lot of people. White bread, pasta, crackers, refined carbohydrates behave almost like sugar once they enter your bloodstream. Your body breaks them down very quickly. This creates the same rapid blood sugar spikes. Researchers publishing in the New England Journal of Medicine discovered something concerning. Even slightly elevated blood sugar levels, not diabetic levels, were linked to a higher risk of dementia later in life. Refined carbs may also reduce a protein in the brain called BDNF. BDNF helps brain cells grow and form new connections. In simple terms, it helps your brain learn and remember. Lower BDNF may make it harder for the brain to create new memories. Now let's talk about fast food, fries, burgers, deep-fried meals. These foods often contain trans fats, one of the most harmful fats for the brain. A long-term study published in Neurology found that people who consumed the highest amounts of trans fats performed significantly worse on memory tests. Scientists believe trans fats increase inflammation and reduce healthy blood flow to the brain. And the brain is extremely sensitive to blood supply. Even small reductions in oxygen and nutrients can affect how clearly you think. Now, here's a food many people enjoy. Bacon, hot dogs, sausages, deli meats often contain preservatives called nitrites. Inside the body, nitrites can form compounds called nitrosamines. Researchers believe these compounds may damage brain cells over time. A large study from the University of Leeds found that people who ate just 25 grams of processed meat per day had a higher risk of developing dementia. That's roughly 1 slice of bacon or 1 hot dog. Again, the risk isn't immediate. It's the slow exposure over many years. Now let's talk about something that is socially accepted almost everywhere: alcohol. Most people think alcohol mainly affects the liver, but the brain is actually one of the organs it affects the most. A major study published in the BMG followed more than 9,000 people for over 20 years. Researchers found that heavy drinking was linked to faster brain shrinkage and faster cognitive decline. Alcohol can damage neurons and affect the prefrontal cortex. This is the area responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and emotional regulation. In simple terms, alcohol doesn't just affect intelligence. It can also affect judgment and emotional stability. Now here's something many people don't expect: diet drinks. Artificial sweeteners. Many people switch to these thinking they are healthier, but research suggests they may come with their own risks. A study published in the journal Stroke found that people who drank artificially sweetened beverages daily had a higher risk of stroke and dementia compared with those who rarely drank them. One possible reason involves something called the gut-brain axis. Your gut bacteria constantly communicate with your brain. Artificial sweeteners may disrupt this balance, and when gut bacteria change, it can affect mood, memory, and cognitive function. What happens in your gut doesn't stay in your gut, it affects your brain. And finally, the food almost everyone eats. Ultra-processed snacks, chips, cookies, instant noodles, packaged meals. These foods are engineered to be extremely addictive. They combine sugar, refined carbohydrates, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives. This combination overstimulates the brain's reward system. A massive study published in JAMA Neurology tracked more than 70,000 people. Researchers found that those who got more than 20% of their calories from ultra-processed foods experienced significantly faster decline in memory and executive function. In simple terms, the more ultra-processed food people ate, the faster their cognitive performance declined. Here's the key thing to remember. Your brain is incredibly powerful, but it is also extremely sensitive to what you feed it. Every meal you eat is either helping your brain stay sharp or slowly pushing it in the opposite direction. The good news is that the brain is highly adaptable. Research shows that switching to a healthier diet can improve focus, memory, and mental clarity in just a few weeks. So the real question isn't only what you should eat more of, it's also what you should stop feeding your brain every day. If this video made you think differently about food, leave a comment below.